So moving on now, we're done with the unsoku, and that's that section of just the footwork. Significantly, is always separate, is basically always kept as its own entity from these earliest works in the early 50s through the examples that you see in the 60s and into the 70s. All the different film we have documenting the progression of how these exercises evolve and change, basically unsoku is kept as its own thing, tandoku, or the handwork, is kept as its own thing. So now we're moving into the tandoku. The first really significant difference that I see as we examine this early film from black and white back in 1950-51 is as he's making these movements, look something like this. Two things. First, his back foot is stabilized back there. And so it's only a single-footed action. Very, very, makes me very curious about that. The second thing is the hand coming out is not coming out in a tegatana. It's not coming out in a standard pushing form. It's coming out like almost like a spear. It's working way at the end. When I first saw this, it made me very curious, and I thought, what could that be about? Why is he not moving his back foot? Why is the hand in that particular relationship? And I began to experiment with it, and what I discovered very rapidly is that if you're only moving the back foot, all that you can really be translating, all that you can really be transmitting in terms of power in architecture is drop. Boom. Because as the feet spread apart, the center of gravity drops. Now, translating that into how we apply it to Atemi, how we apply it to delivering energy to another person's body, if you're working from structures, say, at the edge of the hand, like tegatana, or you're working from the palm structure, then you're going to have a method of delivering energy which will tend towards elements that cause bridging from the back leg. Boom, right here. This causes the body to go into architecture not unlike, if you think in architectural terms, like a, what are those? Like a flying buttress. Basically, he's a wall and I'm a flying buttress going up against it. The weight of my body is passing through this line and into this hand in a very almost horizontal line up here. What's different about doing it with just the body drop, about translating it from the ends of the fingers, from this very unusual structure, and only with drop, not letting the back leg move, is that it imputes it down into a vector through his hips. And so as we're making contact, rather than the flying buttress, boom, like this, that tends to go up and in through his line of his shoulders, if I just hit him with the back foot, boom, the shoulders rock back a little. But if I just touch him and I use the weight falling, boom, his hips tend to distort. And it's like hitting him with a wedge. This is a wedge-shaped dropping, basically. If you place this into a judo context, the man and you are coming together for grips, for instance, and as his hands come into gripping position, he's ready to do stuff to you from this wrist back type position. If you've worked on this a little bit, you can start delivering energy to him just, maybe 3-4 inches deeper. Right from the moment of contact, you start to take his hips out from under him, right from the fingertips. So this is a very interesting tool for me. Reach in and boom, right from the fingertips, his hips start folding under. The weight is falling right through him, not passing through him in a horizontal line, but passing through him in a vertical direction. That's how you'll be able to tell that you're actually delivering the energy in the way implied by this old movement form. So I'd recommend probably starting it all the way out at the hands. Well, no, as judo first. As judo, on the grip, right through the fingertips, and look for this posture to buckle. Then come out again, start it like you're coming into elbow to elbow, and again, you're looking for the hips to distort like this. All the way out to the wrists, looking for the hips to distort on the body drop as you make that little step. There it is. Cool. That ability to drop the center directly into him, like a great wedge, like a big wedge shape going boom right through him, right at the edge of your ability to make contact with him, can be a very useful tool that I'd never played with before. Frankly, all the time I've been doing body drop, I've been working on inside edges, flat surfaces, inside edges, outside edges, but never before right here at the tippy toes of my fingers, right at the very edge of position. So it's a very fascinating study which will increase your range of potential contact and control or effect by, I don't know, what's the difference here between here and there? 3 or 4 inches. 3 or 4 inches, which can make a huge difference in a grappling context. So play with it, see what you find, and work on body drop. Thank you.